The jungle didn't whisper. It held its breath. Sergeant Eric Vance lay prone beneath a blanket of broad-leafed ferns and carbon-dampening mesh. His face, streaked with mud and sweat, remained still as stone. Only his eyes moved, cold, calculating, trained on the shimmer of alien armor through the canopy break 500 meters ahead. Through the scope, he watched the Varnathi commander strut across the moss-covered stone like he owned the planet. Silver scales, ceremonial helm, a curved plasma blade at his hip. He was a walking trophy case. Eric exhaled slowly, finger tightening around the trigger. "Command, this is Ghost One," he whispered, voice low in the mic, target acquired. "Confirm visual." Static crackled, then a calm reply. "Confirmed. You're green." The rifle didn't make a sound. One press. One flash. A high-velocity round, sheathed in carbon and silent as mist, ripped through alien armor and flesh. The commander's skull snapped back. He collapsed like a puppet with its strings cut. Panic erupted among the troops. Orders shouted in an alien tongue. Red light scanned the trees. But Eric was already gone, melting into the green. He moved like fog. Through vines and roots, between fungus-slick rocks, Eric slipped deeper into the underbrush. His suit mimicked the surrounding color, temperature, even the way light refracted through moisture. From above, he was a leaf. From below, a shadow. He didn't run. Running made noise. Noise got you dead. Kill confirmed, he muttered to his AI assistant, embedded in his neural link. Uploading telemetry. Tag site Echo 7 for extraction. Telemetry complete, the AI replied in a whisper only he could hear. Psych impact registered. Enemy units exhibiting erratic comms. Designation: Green Ghost now confirmed. Eric allowed a small, grim smile. Ghost, huh? Fine by him. A kilometer away, in a floating obsidian command spire, Commander Trivax Loruan slammed his fist into a console. Another one? Another officer? Explain how a primitive did this, he snarled, voice echoing through the chamber. His aides flinched. Even the hologram of Union High Command seemed to flicker in nervous delay. They strike and vanish, one aide croaked. No heat signature. No energy discharge. No drone has tracked him. He's hiding in plants. Trivax spat. You mean to tell me our sensor grid can't detect a man in the trees? Silence. Trivax turned to the projection of a Union analyst, who tried to keep his tone clinical. We suspect Earth's troops utilize adaptive environmental suits with terrain-based intelligence. The operative moves with knowledge of local biology and topography. He's learning us, Commander. Then burn the jungle, Trivax growled. We tried. Fires don't hold. Rain cycles replenish. And the terrain favors concealment. We're not equipped for this kind of warfare. Trivax narrowed his reptilian eyes. Then get equipped. Eric crouched beneath a root arch, listening to the hum of a scout drone pass overhead. He didn't move. The mesh over his back adjusted automatically, mimicking bark texture and refracting heat. When it was gone, he exhaled. You're losing your edge, jungle, he muttered, eyes scanning. That was too close. Above him, a pale green tree frog croaked softly. A good sign. If the frogs were singing, the jungle wasn't spooked. And if it wasn't spooked, there were no enemy units within 50 meters. He pressed 2 fingers to his temple, activating the local map. His previous kill had carved a gap in enemy rank. Now it was time to press it. Route confirmed, the AI chimed. Supply convoy scheduled at coordinates Gamma 12 in 36 minutes. High-value target, Logistics Overseer Rezek. Eric moved, slipping from cover like a breath of wind. The convoy crawled through the jungle trail, flanked by walking exosuits and low-hovering drones. Eric had been watching them for 15 minutes before he took the shot. 1 truck, 5 guards. Same pattern. They hadn't adapted. They didn't know how. He didn't aim for the overseer. He aimed for the driver. The shot shattered the hover module. The vehicle tilted, crashed into the underbrush. Chaos exploded. Guards shouted. Drones turned blind to where he'd actually fired from. Eric circled, silent, staying ahead of their confusion. He reached a new vantage point before they could even triangulate the last. 2 more shots. 2 guards down. The rest ran. By the time the last drone swept the area, Eric was gone again. He crouched by a pool of still water, rinsing his hands, listening. "They don't understand this place," he murmured. "They brought war machines to a place that eats metal." He looked up. The jungle canopy stretched above him like a cathedral of green, ancient and eternal. This was Earth's secret. Not its weapons. Not its tech. Its silence. Its patience. Back in the command spire, Trivax stared at the map projected before him. Another convoy down. Supply chains in disarray. His troops demoralized. No enemy body to parade. No target to retaliate against. Only whispers. "The humans are using ghosts," one officer muttered. "My men fear the trees now." Trivax turned, rage boiling beneath his polished armor. "Then let the trees fear us." But they didn't. Later that night, Eric lay under a camouflage tarp, chewing on protein paste and watching the stars flicker through gaps in the canopy. He tapped into intercepted alien comms, listening to broken voices, rising panic. They called him the Green Ghost. Good. He rolled onto his back, staring upward. "We're not the most advanced," he whispered. "But we never needed to be." He closed his eyes, letting the jungle cradle him. Tomorrow they'd come again. Tomorrow the trees would feed. The jungle had teeth. Trivax was sure of it now. "Deploy the hounds," he ordered. Inside the transport bay, 6 quadrupedal drones hissed to life. Matte black, jointed like spiders but shaped like wolves, their eyes flickered red. Sniffers. Built for pursuit, outfitted with biosignature sensors, heat maps, and terrain-adaptive limbs. "If this green ghost wants to play shadows," Trivax muttered, "let's show him what hunts in darkness." Miles away, Eric Vance crouched in a tangle of roots, wrapping a sensor beacon with moss and synthetic vine. It wasn't a trap, it was a lure. A false echo rigged with heat emitters and movement patterns. Enough to confuse a drone or sniffing machine. He whispered into the comm, "Phantom 1, dummy beacon active. Path rerouted south to Decoy Basin." "Copy," said Command. "Update on enemy movement. 6 mechanized trackers inbound. Pattern suggests they're hunting you." Eric smirked. "Let 'em hunt." The jungle was changing. Birds had gone silent. The frogs no longer sang. Even the insects seemed hesitant to chirp. Eric moved lower, adjusting the mesh of his suit to match the wet clay and leaf litter. The thermal lining dropped his body signature below ambient. He heard the hounds before he saw them, clicking limbs, synthetic growls, soil crushed under cold metal. 6 targets, he whispered. Line formation. Searching pattern tight. He didn't panic. Panic gets you cornered. He watched. Waited. Calculated. One of the hounds paused near the decoy beacon. The device triggered a flicker of motion, just enough. The drone lunged. A net of conductive wire burst from a buried trap, electrocuting the machine in seconds. Sparks lit the vines. The other hounds turned immediately, scanning in frantic circles. Eric was already moving. Trivax's voice thundered over the squad channel. "Status. Sniffer 3 disabled," came the response. "Signal disrupted. Decoy confirmed. Enemy anticipated counterhunt." Trivax's claws scraped the command panel. "He's manipulating you. Treat the forest like it's hostile. Every vine, every shadow, watch them." Eric slid down a slope slick with moss, using roots as handholds. He knew the terrain better than they did now. Every ravine, every cave hollowed out by water, every nest where predators curled unseen. He reached an old hunting blind built by the planet's native colonists, just a ring of natural stone and foliage, but perfect cover. He knelt, pulled out a small sound emitter, and triggered a burst of alien static. Interference. Just enough to scramble the sensors for a few seconds. He placed a mine beneath it. Not an explosive. Sonic. When triggered, it would scream at a pitch only alien auditory sensors could detect. The first hound crept close, scanning the area with gleaming red eyes. The emitter clicked. The sonic trap burst to life. The drone reared, shrieking in machine agony. Its sensors overloaded, firing random targeting pulses. One pulse struck another hound square in the side. It responded automatically, with violence. 2 drones locked in confusion. The others hesitated. That was the opening. Eric raised his rifle, lined up the lead hound's processing core, and fired. The round punched through metal and alloy like a hot knife through snow. He didn't watch it fall. Back in the command spire, Trivax stood in silence as one drone feed after another cut to static. His second in command, a tall avian-like officer with gold-plated feathers, swallowed hard. He's using us against ourselves. He's using our assumptions against us, Trivax growled. We thought this was a war. He made it a hunt. Eric retreated again, skirting the river's edge. He paused to drink, submerging half his body in the cold, murky current. His breath came slow and even. A passing drone hovered just above, scanning the bank. Its red light slid over him, then moved on. The suit worked. The mud helped. But more than that, stillness was his ally. He waited a full 3 minutes before he moved. As he made his way through a cluster of glowing fungus, his AI whispered, "Interception alert. Communications detected. Enemy broadcasting unit-wide alert. Term Green Ghost has reached battalion level. Psychological impact rising." "Good," Eric replied. "Fear works faster than bullets." He reached a ridge overlooking a logistics outpost built from alien metal, half woven into the trees. Patrols moved in stiff patterns. Sentries scanned but didn't see. He studied their habits, their weak spots. He didn't need to kill everyone. Just one. He found the officer in charge, identified by the silver trimming on the armor. The figure barked orders, unaware that a rifle barrel now tracked their every step. Eric breathed. Waited. One clean shot. The outpost fell into chaos. Soldiers fired into the trees, into shadows, into nothing. "Another commander down," said command in his earpiece. "Their western sector just stalled. No movement." "It's working, Eric. You're breaking them." "I know." "You all right?" The voice softened. "Still breathing. Reinforcements are 2 days out. I'll keep them entertained." Later, under the crescent moon, Eric carved a shallow foxhole beneath the roots of a massive tree. He set up motion sensors in a half-circle arc and covered himself with foliage. He watched a lizard crawl over his rifle stock. Didn't flinch. Didn't move. His breathing matched the rhythm of the jungle. Quiet. Measured. Unseen. From his hidden position, he listened to the alien transmissions, voices frayed with fear. The hunter had become the forest. And the forest had teeth. The rain fell in thick curtains, warm, constant, alive. Not a sound echoed in the jungle tonight. No birds, no frogs. Only the steady rhythm of water hitting leaf and armor. Sergeant Eric Vance moved with it, not against it. He crossed a ridge on all fours, inching forward under a twisted mass of vines. The ground below was slick, pitted with roots and fresh burn marks, evidence of the Varnathi's failed attempt to flush him out with thermite blasts. They were panicking. Good. But panic made them dangerous. Ghost One, Sitrep, came command in his ear, the voice brittle with static. "Approaching Nova Cradle," he whispered. "Perimeter heavy. 12 sentries. 4 turret nodes. Patrol frequency, 8-minute loops. Objective still confirmed. Data core extraction. Priority level Crimson." Crimson meant top-tier intelligence. Plans. Weaknesses. Locations of hidden outposts. They weren't just here to conquer Earth. They were excavating something. And they were afraid of it. From the edge of a moss-covered bluff, Eric studied the enemy structure. Sleek, vertical, buried halfway into the hill. A mix of alien alloy and something older. It pulsed with low-frequency hums, each throb synced with flickers of light deep beneath the soil. "You seeing this?" Eric murmured to his AI. "Architecture inconsistent with known Varnathi designs," it responded. "Likely hybridization. Unclassified element signatures detected." "Great," Eric muttered. "They're digging up tech they don't understand." He adjusted his scope, eyes narrowing on a high-ranking alien. Longer helm, ceremonial armor, escorted by guards. Target ID. High Scholar Maverick, Varnathi Order of Archives, the AI supplied. "Let's give him something to archive." Eric slid down a ravine, every step calculated. He avoided dry twigs, heavy root. He passed 2 patrols without them sensing a breath. At the base of the hill, he halted beneath a massive fern. His fingers brushed the damp soil, cool, mineral-rich, undisturbed. Perfect. He unrolled a portable transmitter, planted it beside a glowing root. Its signal would mimic Varnathi command chatter, laced with corrupted code. "Decoy live," he whispered. "Initiating Phase 1. Within moments, the false signal began bouncing through the enemy's internal comms. The guards around the core stumbled, confused, weapons raised at shadows. Eric moved. He slid into the structure's outer level through a maintenance hatch barely wider than his shoulders. Inside, the walls pulsed faint blue. Everything smelled sterile, ozone, metal, heat. 2 guards blocked the corridor ahead. Eric didn't hesitate. 2 suppressed shots. 2 bodies down. He stepped over them, careful not to disturb their weapons. The deeper he went, the stranger the walls became, shifting from Varnathi steel to something darker, smoother. It didn't reflect light. It swallowed it. The AI chimed. "Material resembles deep core composite used only in theoretical xenotech. Surface analysis. Predates known galactic civilizations." "What the hell are they waking up out here?" No answer came. Eric reached the chamber. A single console hovered above a glowing pit, guarded by intricate field barriers. At its center, an orb, no bigger than a fist, suspended in anti-grav. It pulsed like a heartbeat. He placed a palm against the biometric lock. The AI bypassed the encryption within seconds. Data core extracted. Upload in progress, 65%. Outside, alarms blared. "Looks like they noticed," Eric growled. He dropped a smoke pellet and raised his rifle. The door burst open. 2 guards charged in, shouting. He dropped one mid-stride. The second ducked behind a pillar, too slow. Eric flanked and ended it clean. "Upload complete," the AI confirmed. He yanked the core free. The lights around the chamber dimmed. Something deep beneath the complex groaned. Not mechanical. Organic. Eric sprinted through the halls, heart pounding. He didn't need orders now. This place was more than a base. It was a tomb, and the Varnathi had cracked the seal. As he reached the exit, the ground shuddered beneath him. The rain outside had turned violent. Lightning danced across the canopy like war drums. "Extraction point Bravo," command snapped. 6 clicks northeast. Inbound skiff ETA 8 minutes. "On my way." Behind him, Nova Cradle cracked apart. A geyser of blue-white energy erupted from its center. Chunks of the hill exploded into the sky. Something screamed, distant, distorted, wrong. Eric didn't stop. He weaved through the jungle, avoiding searchlights and sonic pulses. His mind stayed clear. Every breath was measured, every move decisive. Then a voice. Not over comms. Not in his mind. All around him. "You do not belong here." He froze, ducking behind a log. "What the AI, did you catch that?" "Negative. No audio transmission detected." Another pulse ran through the ground. Trees shook. Animals bolted in every direction. Eric kept moving. By the time he reached the extraction site, the skiff hovered just above the clearing. Camouflaged, silent, its rear hatch open. "Package secured," Eric called. "Get in," the pilot snapped. Whole regions lighting up. As the skiff rose, Eric turned to look back. From above, the jungle looked different. twisting. Not in motion, but shape. Like the forest itself was reacting to what had just been disturbed. Command, Eric said. Nova Cradle isn't just a dig site. They were sitting on something old. And it's awake now. Understood. Get the core to Black Site 12. We'll prepare for deep decryption. Eric glanced at the orb resting beside him in the skiff. It pulsed, faster now. He leaned back, wiped rain from his face, and muttered, "What the hell did we just steal?" The core pulsed in the center of the debriefing chamber like a wounded heart. Encased in reinforced containment glass, it emitted a steady hum, low, constant, ancient. Eric stood 10 feet away, still soaked from the jungle, arms crossed, jaw locked. Across from him, Colonel Mira Dallin paced the floor, her dark eyes flicking between the orb and the data scrolling across a holoscreen. So this is what the Varnathi were protecting? They weren't protecting it, Eric said. They were scared of it. Mira paused. Your report mentioned a voice. I didn't hallucinate, Colonel. She didn't argue. The signal embedded in this core. It's not Varnathi. It's not from any known species. And the encryption. Our top AI spent 3 hours just unlocking the intro sequence. What did it say? She tapped a button. A hollow voice filled the room, mechanical but not synthetic. We warned you not to awaken the silence. Now it will hunt again. Eric exhaled through his nose. Cryptic. Dramatic. Alien standard. Not just dramatic, Mira replied. This warning is encoded with ancient galactic runes. Some predate Earth's first written language. Eric stepped closer to the containment. The core thrummed louder, almost eager. Did you notice, he said slowly, it reacts to human proximity? We did. Every time you get near, its energy output spikes. And not for anyone else. That's not random. No, Mira admitted. Which is why Command authorized emergency clearance. She tossed him a data chip. It slid across the table and stopped against his hand. What's this? Mission parameters. You're going back. Eric stared at her. You want me to return to a site that's probably radioactive, haunted, and crawling with alien patrols? Yes, she said. Because the Varnathi just declared martial law across the sector. They've shut down communication networks, scrambled NAV buoys, and evacuated their own civilians from nearby systems. Whatever you disturbed wasn't just a relic. It's a weapon. Or a memory of one. Back aboard the stealth vessel Cinderfall, Eric suited up. The armor felt heavier this time, not in weight but in meaning. It wasn't a mission now. It was a reckoning. The core, now housed in a portable stasis container, hummed on the bench beside him. The AI crackled in his ear. Updated scans show rising seismic instability near Nova Cradle. Energy signatures consistent with active subterranean tech. Something below is still waking up. And the Varnathi? 3 warships in orbit. Ground presence tripled. Drones. Infantry. Something new, too, massive thermal traces. Unknown classification. Sounds fun. He dropped into the jungle by nightfall, far from the ruins. He moved through thick brush, silent as before, but this time, it wasn't about survival. He wasn't the hunted. He was the key. As he approached the remnants of Nova Cradle, the earth trembled. Trees leaned inward. The wind smelled of electricity and ozone. From above, faint tendrils of black mist curled up from the cracked earth. The Varnathi had built a perimeter, a fortress of steel, cannons, and watchtowers. But it wasn't a defensive wall. It was a cage. And something inside was pressing against it. Eric knelt at a ridge and unpacked the core. The container clicked open, and the orb hovered again, pulsing brighter than before. Immediately, a surge of energy rippled outward. Lights along the alien wall flickered. Shields faltered. A few searchlights blew out in sparks. The jungle went dead quiet. Then came the scream. Low. Subterranean. Like metal grinding against flesh. Like memories given voice. Eric stood. Command, the core just triggered something. Their defenses are failing. Confirmed, Mira said in his ear. Satellites show massive heat blooms. The Varnathi are in full retreat. He advanced down the slope, moving past unmanned turrets. No resistance, no patrols. As he neared the heart of the crater, he saw it. Something was rising from beneath the soil, smooth, black, shifting in shape like liquid armor. It was not a machine, not alive, but aware. The core drifted from Eric's hands, no longer bound by gravity. It floated toward the being, and the moment it touched, everything stopped. Silence. Absolute. No wind. No sound. Just Eric and the thing in the crater. It turned toward him, no face, no eyes. Yet it saw him. Then it spoke, not aloud, but within him. You are the signal. The echo of defiance. Eric clenched his fist. What are you? Once we hunted. We remembered everything. Then they buried us. You brought memory back. You were built as weapons? No. We became them. He took a breath. Are you going to kill me? A pause. No. But we will finish what was silenced. Eric's calm buzz. Cinder fall to Ghost 1, Varnathi fleet is retreating. Long-range scans show warp trails. They're running. He stared at the being. Why are they scared of you? Because they remember the first war. And they know what woke. By morning, the crater was empty. Eric stood on the edge, watching the last of the black mist dissipate into the wind. The orb was gone. The entity vanished. No battle. No destruction. Just quiet. He walked back through the jungle, every step deliberate. His suit was mud-caked. His face was unreadable. Mission status? Mira asked as he boarded the skiff. They're not our enemy, Eric said. Not yet. But if we push too far, we won't be the apex predator anymore. She nodded, unspeaking. Days later, Varnathi transmission logs leaked. The messages were brief. Frantic. The Earth sniper activated one of them. It looked at us and remembered. Evacuate. They will hunt again.